call. We've got everybody here tonight. Additions to the agenda, we have numbers 5 and 6 under business, and numbers 2, 3, and 4 under personnel. Is there anything else?
That's it.
Entertain a motion to approve the agenda. Motion by Gretchen.
Second.
Second by Dave. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Correct minutes from March 13th, 2012 regular meeting.
Mr. Chair, I've got a couple of questions, and I don't know if one will lead to a correction or not, but if you give me a couple of minutes right now.
Sure.
Okay. Picked up the master agreement that we're going to vote on tonight, and I was going, this afternoon, I was going over the agreement, and I looked at the extracurriculars. And the extracurricular categories, mainly the salaries. Okay, there's 18 different positions in there that I came up with that we don't offer, but we still have. And I'm assuming that they were negotiated in, and if we ever...
We try to get them off because we don't use them anymore.
Because some of them we've never had, but I'm assuming they were negotiated in.
Or whatever.
Okay, next question. And teachers, listen carefully because I don't want to get misquoted in the teachers' lounge tomorrow morning. I'm all for 9th grade baseball. We hired a coach last meeting. We don't have that position.
We don't have enough grade.
No. And my question is, was it ever board approved, and it's in the minutes somewhere? Or, and I'm very sensitive on this, was it added without board approval? I mean, I would recommend that we have a 9th grade baseball coach, but it still has to be board approved. We don't have, if you're looking at group 3 in Schedule C, extracurricular, we don't, and that's where it should go. And I looked in the last master agreement, it's not in there. Linda, do you remember at any time in the meeting? And I did it this afternoon, or I would have called you.
I can look back. I don't recall something like that.
It may have come out of that athletic committee that we started up a few years back.
Yeah, I don't remember it, but
It's still would have been board approved.
I'll find it out.
okay. Well, we've hired the coach, and that's great. But it's still, we don't, according to Schedule C, the master agreement, we don't have a position.
Okay. I'll check that out and see why it's not in there.
That's all I need.
So at this point, I'm not correcting the minutes or anything. We're just kind of reserving how it should be good. Just bringing fines or...
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to do.
Well, you're asking so much for your residency to be done. Will that change this?
What's the addition? I haven't looked at that.
Review and consider approval of the 2-year teacher master agreement.
We can always have a
Shouldn't.
memorandum of understanding after the fact, so that we didn't miss that.
If we didn't approve it, I would approve it, but I still am
We need to
against,
investigate.
it's got to be board approved.
Yep.
So, no, it shouldn't affect the master agreement, no.
Okay, I think we had a motion in a second on the minutes. We did not have a motion in a second on the minutes, so I would entertain that.
So,
Motion by Mark.
second.
Second by Lou. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Financial report. We've got February 2012 treasurer's report and the monthly balance sheet.
I did draw your attention to the PV white sheet in there, and nothing out of the ordinary. Page 2, you'll notice that up on top of the page, we are in the holder $1,100. That's Carl Perkins will be reimbursed on that. This will be cleaned up at year end. And then in the middle of the page, we got special ed equipment and consultant. That's why we're making the number there. And then on the third page, once again, is that workman's comp. And that'll be cleaned up at the end of the year. Those are the only things that are in the red and black, so to speak.
I'll make a motion to approve the financial reports.
Okay, motion by Dave,
Second.
second by Mark. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Bills, we've got additional February bills and the March bills.
I had the opportunity to come in this afternoon to review the bills, and I did not see anything out of the norm. So I make a recommendation to approve the additional February bills and March as they are seen.
Okay, motion by Mark to approve. And second by Bob. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We got one item under the consent agenda, and that's approving Jen Andrus as the seventh grade girls softball coach. We did not have that position filled last time.
So moved.
Motion by Dave. Second by Deb. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Number one under business, review and consider approval of 5-year plan.
5-year plan is located in the packet as Exhibit A. The facilities and equipment committee met a couple weeks ago, and considered this, we got everything revised and updated, and looking for board approval this evening. It starts off with the 11-12 school year. The top portion of that is the health and safety. When we down the operating capital, improvement of grounds, this is work that we've done that's completed this year. We resurfaced the parking lot and did the wells over there with $35,000 budgeted for that. That came in a little under budget there. Patching at the high school parking lot. Seed ball fields and grounds. We've got $10,000 in there for grounds, and then $5,000, and that's our for the grandstand project of the baseball field. We're going to get $25,000, we'll pay $5,000 over 5 years. So this is our second payment on that. Improvement of buildings, we've got improvements, then we've got our roof lease payment, boiler repair. Next page, locker room, and cameras. Middle school, high school, you'll notice that the high school lockers, we had budgeted $5,000, but they would not come out and do anything less than 100 of them, so they did 100 lockers, and we're a little over budget on that. And then the wrestling room door, and down there, we're over budgeted on that as well. Gym speakers and the Army Reserve Center, we got that in per dollar. We'll be okay, we've got $66,000 out there, so. Facilities and equipment, we've got the furniture, custodial equipment, copier, middle school, high school, we've got furniture and equipment, custodial. District-wide, we've got our technology lease, it's our last payment on that. Copy duplicator, tractor replacement, snow removal, and our citrus server access. So we've got a budget of $272, and then we spent $184,000 left. These are all things that, some of these still need to be completed, but for this fiscal year. Then we go to the next page, you get to 1213, and these are items that we're looking at doing this summer and into next year. Up on top of you've got the health and safety, improvement of grounds, big item down there, we're looking at resurfacing the tennis court. We've got 14 in there. Ball field, the grandstands, we've got $15 in there. 5 is for the grandstands, 10 is for improvement of grounds. The elementary school for improvement of buildings. You'll notice that boiler repair used to be $5,000, we bumped that to 10. We will prevent maintenance there. We've got flooring in there, $7,500, trying to do a couple of rooms each year. Next page, we've got the middle school. Rules again, boiler repairs up to 10. High school lockers, we've increased that because they won't come out unless flooring's in there, and then we're painting the high school boys' locker room ceiling. It's really nasty down there, so we got that in there. We've got $10,000 in for the Army Reserve Center over there. We did get keys on last Thursday, so been in the building. Bob was in the building as well. Had a little moisture problem there, but we did get the electricity's on. We haven't turned on the water yet, but the gas has been turned back on. So we put everything in our name. So we did have on Monday the asbestos guy was out and we just did a general walkthrough. It didn't look too bad for that, but we're gonna have to get some people in there to make sure that it's going to ready for kids and students. We get down to the equipment, basic stuff there, the furniture equipment, custodial equipment. We did have an iPad mobile lab, both in the elementary and secondary building. The principals had requested the iPad mobile lab, just one per building, 30 of them. A mobile lab for our students, so that's in there. When you get down to district-wide there, you've got technology lease, 1 of 3. And that's doubled from before. We're upgrading our labs. We did receive 3 quotes on that. And one of our bidders inadvertently got the wrong specs. So by approving this tonight, we're not approving the vendor, but we're going to get the vendor another week to get us a bid because he had the wrong specs on it. I'm going to take a hold of that tonight. So we'll go ahead and get that taken care of. But basically, we estimate what's it going to cost us. And we've got about $170,000, and what that does is it gets us 167 machines. It also makes our whole buildings wireless, so those are included in that. Then we've got tractor replacement, normal stuff. The technology infrastructure is our first payment of 3 last year. Last summer we did the infrastructure, and we did a 3-year lease on that, so that's our first payment on that. So we're looking at spending $359,000 for next year. And once we get to the end of this, I've got a spreadsheet in there that shows what our balance is and what our expenditures look like. And if you go on to 13-14, once again, health and safety up on top. The big ticket item for improvement grounds is resurfacing the track. Once again, you'll see the ball fields and grounds in there. It's our 4th payment on our grandstands. Improvement of buildings, roof lease, it's our last payment on that. We've got flooring, either boiler repairs at 10. And roof lease, our last payment there. Resurfacing the secondary parking lot is in there, and then we're also looking at resurfacing, or not resurfacing, surfacing around the garage out there, and then up by the fence. We had kind of a lengthy discussion at our facilities meeting when they did that on my wall there for the fence, but we got that ground, so we're looking at that. We estimated about $15,000 for that. Lockers are in the flooring again. We're also looking at shingling the garage out there. Facilities equipment, nothing out of the ordinary there. It's the 2nd year of our lease for our technology purchase. We've got a new contract here for our copy duplication program. I'm not sure what that's going to be. I'm hoping it's going to be less than that. Tractor replacement, district office gets a copier, and then we're due for a van. We can only drive our vans for 12 years. Can't be older than 12 years. We got to get an upgrade. So, and at the end here, you'll see our landscape over too. So we've got a projected $411,000 for the 13-14 year. We go to 14-15. Once again, health and safety up on top. Ball fields and grounds, we got $15,000. It's our last payment on the grandstand project. We got a boiler repair down for improvement of buildings, flooring. Middle school, high school, the same. We've got the high school gym floor, one of our big ticket items for 14-15. And we have lockers and flooring as well. Get down to equipment, nothing out of the ordinary here. District water technology, we'll be our 3rd year, we're paying off that lease. We're also paying off our technology infrastructure as well. sometimes these projects get bumped to the other priority, but this is our main plan as of today. 15, 16, get your health and safety up on top. Ball fields, we're down to 10 because we don't have that $5,000 payment for the grandstands. Boiler repair improvements are still the same. Second page on that, we put that back on 30,000 for technology. One more van, so it looks like we're spending 152,000. I'm sure there'll be more things added to that as we go through. The next page is a spreadsheet that kind of shows you the dollar amounts in our capital budget. 2011 audit, we had a $282,000 balance there, so I brought that over for 11-12. The revenue that we receive, aid levy about 237. Deferred maintenance levy, we get a little over 70 for that, so we've got total funds available at 590. In our 5-year plan that we expended everything, that's 272. Leaves us with a balance of 317. I'm just going straight down. Then what I did is that fund balance, I put it up on top for 1213. Carried 317 up there. Estimated revenue 210.70 for funds available 597. Our expenditures are 359.144, which leaves us fund balance approximately 238. Carry your 238 up. Our estimated revenues at 210.70 again, leaves us with 518. We've got 411 in our 5-year plan, which leaves us a fund balance of 107. Carry the 107 up. We've got revenue with the aid levy and deferred maintenance at 205.70, which leaves us at 282. 5-year expenditures, we've got 267 in there, which leaves us a fund balance of 115. Carry the 115 up. The revenues are there. We got 290 total revenue, 152 in our 5-year plan, which leaves us fund balance about 238. And once again, these things could change. After that, you will see Matt put together that $10,000 for improvement grounds. You'll see their plan, 4-year plan for that. And the last page is our vans. If you look at Tommy's written down when we need to replace those vans. The year, first one there, 2006, which is in the middle of the page, but we'll have to replace that in 2018. It's a state mandate that van can be over 12 years old if they're transport kids. So that's the list of the vans when we need to replace those. Not saying that we have to buy a brand new van, but we find a good used one, but we only need 12 years. So if you buy one that's 6 years old, we get 6 years old. So, any questions on the 5-year plan?
Here, the reductions that we have, we have a $10,000 capital budget reduction. Does that come out of this one?
It's out of the general fund.
It's out of what?
General fund. I don't know if Lou or Dave or Mark, they want to comment on that.
Okay, if there's no further questions, I would entertain a motion to approve the 5-year plan. Motion by Lou.
Second.
And second by Mark. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Number 2 under business, review and consider approval of the 2012-2013 school year calendar.
Exhibit B in your packet, this is a little different than the calendars that we've approved in the past. And I'll just briefly run through, I'm not going to go through every single day here, but third day of school would be September 4th, right after Labor Day. There is really out on the 17th, 1 o'clock, and then we got evening break on the 18th and 19th in October. November is where you're going to see a change. This is something that committee have brought forward and willing to try. We're going to go to 2 conferences. So on the 19th, we will have conferences from 3:45 to 7:30, and on the 20th, we're going to do conferences at 3:45 to 7:30, and then on the 21st, we'll do conferences 7:45 to 12:45. Students won't have school that day, so the kids are going to get an extended Thanksgiving break, and then the staff will be out here at 12:45. We did check the times, at the same time we got conferences before, so not losing any time to make us there, and I think it's going to be a nice change, and the staff's going to give that a shot. We won't see any changes there. Just going to get a full week, one more week for winter break. In February, once again, you're going to see conferences, 2 evenings, and then a day schedule. The 12th, which is a Tuesday, we decided we're not going to go on Wednesday night because it's religion night. So Tuesday night, we have conferences 3:45 to 7:45. Wednesday is regular day, and then Thursday, we have conferences that night 3:45 to 7:40 or 7:30, and then the 15th, that Friday, there's no school for kids, we have conferences 7:45 to 12:45. So a little more evening time conferences, which works out better for parents, but you still have the morning slots available too there. So those are the big changes, or changes from our calendar in the past. When you get to March, we've got the 28th and the 29th. Well, 28th is going to be Insurance Day, 29th is Good Friday, so we call it a spring break along with March and April 1st. And then in May, last day of school for kids is the 30th, and then the 31st is the teacher workshop day, and then graduation on the 2nd. Whole buildings, all the teachers will look at it. That was your day. They're just big, they're willing to give it a shot. We'll see if we do not just because we'll get you on about
And we didn't do a tentative 2013, 2014 because we changed the one so much from last time. That
Yeah.
It's just misleading.
Any questions on the 12?
I really tried hard to get full weeks in, because that was a real issue, to have so many broke up weeks. So that was one of our goals too.
Any comments?
Okay, any further questions? I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So
Bob, and Gretchen. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Number 3, review and consider approval of resolution adjusting educational programs in position effective for the 2012-2013 school year.
So Exhibit C in the packet, basically it has not changed from our last meeting. I didn't just put it all in one, so it's not broke out by building, but reductions are as follows. The first one being the full retirements of the elementary, replacing 3 FTEs. That saves the district 112. Reducing 6 classes by 3 saves the district 15. 1.5 hours of teacher time is 12. 1 hour of teaching time paid by Carl Perkins is 6,400. And basically what that is, we've got a teacher that's going to pay an hour of their time to do all the Carl Perkins paperwork on that. Online class reduction, I think Lori addressed that in our last one, is going to be 10,000. 2 paraprofessionals is 25.
can you stop there a minute? Are they layoffs or not replacements? 6, 2 paraprofessionals.
We have, you'll notice later, we have one that is resigned. So one will be resigned, so we won't replace that. The other one will be put on recall. So if somebody does open, that they can be brought back.
where's that person coming out of?
With their master agreement, it's pretty black and white, so it's not policy or list, but the data hire list. We will look at that and do one of the last ones covered. Building supply budgets, basically, that's the building principal of their organization, get $78 per pupil unit, and I cut that by $3 to $75. So both buildings, it's a little over $6,000. Career agreement savings, we got some retirees that agree with a career agreement, but they're achieving because they're retired. Buildings and grounds, which is $30,000 on that. The paperwork was 1,000, district office supplies 500, capital budget reductions, that's going to be reduced by 10, and then the staff development by 5. Those are the proposed reductions for the 12-13 school year.
Do we have any questions or comments or discussion? Not that entertain a motion to approve the resolution.
So moved.
Motion by Dave,
Second.
second by Lou. Any further discussion? We'll do a roll call. So please call.
Okay, Bob,
Aye.
Dave Burns,
Aye.
Mark,
Aye.
Deb, aye. Dave,
Aye.
Gretchen, and Lou.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, number 4 under business review, first reading of policy 524.
So Exhibit D in your packet, 5.4 is acceptable use policy, and MSBA had made some changes, changes. So what we did is we took that and the district-wide technology committee, with a subcommittee doing that, myself, Lori, and Nance, put this together, basically for most people. But she received the policy from Hopkins, which was really what she incorporated some of the Hopkins things in here with the MSBA language. So everything that is bold is basically the changes in this. And I'm not looking for a motion to approve this tonight, it's just the first reading, but district-wide technology committee has reviewed it and feels that it holds that our purposes. Technology's changing, so that's what we do. We're doing the best we can on that.
Okay, so we have a couple weeks to get this and bring it
We'll
back.
come back at the next meeting, and then one thing we'll look is that since this is a new policy, we'll have all the staff re-signed, they ready to understand this, and the students, and we'll write it down. That's good.
Do we have any questions about this? Okay, we'll bring that back. Number 5 under business review and consider approval of 2-year teacher master agreement effective July 1st, 2011 through June 30th, 2013.
Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is I've got a markup copy we sent this meeting email on there, but I'm just going to, I think, go over every change and for an adequate change, but I'm just going to highlight the major changes in this. So if you turn to page 11, under section 2 there, for the child and family education teachers, excuse me, and preschool readiness teachers, we were missing a subdivision there, and basically it's got some question marks, and it should be subdivision 1, so that has been changed and been approved by the teachers. Then if you go to page 15, what we did there is we went ahead and we got rid of the quarters. I don't believe there's any calories out there doing quarters, so we switched everything over to semesters. Our last contract, we had both of them in there with the VA 15, VA 13, but those were quarter credit. So basically what we're doing is we're eliminating the quarter credits every semester now. So now we're at VA 10, VA 20, so that was approved as well. Then if you go to page 18, and this is something new that we're looking at. Our sick leave is it's expensive, and so what we did is we did a 5-year average of what our sick leave use is. We're just looking at sick leave. We're not taking into account staff development needs or anything like that. It's strictly just the sick leave, and we came up with a plan to save the district some money. The example we use is 5-year average is 40,000. If we can cut that in half and get it down to 20,000, we'd save 20,000. Well, we would split that difference and give the teachers a stipend of 10. We would keep the 10 and then we give them a stipend and just break that out evenly in. So it's an attempt, an incentive, I guess is the word that we use, to reduce some of our sick leave costs. So that is something new that is in the contract.
I didn't understand what you just said. It's so different.
See, this is one.
Mhm.
You want me to read that, Deb?
I can read it now that I have it in front of me. I didn't
I'm
have
sorry, I
it.
didn't know you did that now.
Who doesn't have it for sharing, so.
Okay, that's fine. I can wait. Okay. Then if you go to page 41, page 41 is the salary schedule, and you'll notice that up on top there that we have got rid of all the quarter credits, all that is gone, and now we're just looking at semester credits. Same thing at 42. And then on page 45 is the extracurricular categories. And we will find out what happened with the 9th grade baseball. We'll have an explanation at the next board meeting for that. But basically what happened is National Honor Society has never been on this list. We added that. That is in group 6. The FFA advisor was in group 6, and that is bumped up to group number 4 beginning next year. All of these take effect. Nothing is new for this term year, but next year. So FFA is going from group 6 to group 4. High school speech was in group 4, and we had moved that to group 3, and that's effective for the 12-13 school year. And then the musical production, there were 4 positions. We're cutting that back to 2 positions effective in the 12-13 school year. So those are the changes there. And we also did put an asterisk by those assignments that are year-long. We pay those out differently. If it's a year-long assignment, an example would be like yearbook or school patrol. It's a year-long. We pay half of it in January and then the other half in June. All the other ones, like the coaching ones, they can get paid half of their season and then the other half at the end of the season, or they can just wait to get it all at the end. So those were the changes in that. And the other one is page 47. And this is compensation. And basically what this language does is, mainly in the spring, where a lot of our coaches are leaving early, whether it's golf or baseball, softball, and they have to leave early. We have our staff sub that last hour of the day so they can go coach. They requested instead of getting paid, the extra assignment pay, which is $20 an hour comp time. So instead of that, so they basically have an option. Either they can get paid the $20 an hour for that, or they can accumulate comp time. They can only accumulate a maximum of 2 days or 16 hours. So they basically pretty much just have a choice if they want to get paid for that or cumulative contract. It does not carry over into the next fiscal year. If they have leftover time, we pay it out and shoot. And those are kind of the language things, other than all the rate changes. Any questions on any of the language? Okay. Then we got some costing sheets there. Basically, what we have agreed to is steps year one, and then $400 to those people on the top on their salary. Year two, we have steps once again, and then we have $500 on the top step on the salary. And then we have the Schedule C improvements, which work out about just a little under $3,000. So the first, the costing sheet, the final one, it looks like this, the spreadsheet. Year one, there's $127,000 or 2.35%. Way MSBA is reporting that they're doing an average per teacher, so it would be $16.21 per teacher. Year two, we've got 106 or 1.91%, average of 13.52. We got a grand total of 233,000 or 4.26% on that. Then what I did is I also, the last go around we did new money only, so I kind of wanted to make sure we have apples to apples. The first one is the 11-13 settlement, and then we got the 9-11 settlement. And if you look at this with the new money, you get steps at 71,000, lane changes at 15, per increments at 57, and then 400 on the house salary for a total of 107,000 year one, or 1.98%. Year two, they get the steps, which is 69,000, lane change 15, per increments increase there at 13.5, Schedule C improvements just a little under 3, and 500 on the top. Step salary is 2,120. For new money, they're 228, or 4.21%. The last negotiation is the next page there, and you can see that the first year was 51,000. The big thing there was the steps didn't go into effect until January, so it's basically half of what that would have been. And then the second year, you got the 149 total, or 311, for 4.17. Total dollar amount was 200,000. And it was a long process. That's the agreement that we reached with the teachers. The teachers did approve the contract they ordered yesterday, and it's not dropped on the contract. I will go back to the question.
I just want to make sure that I understand this. People have, I'm referring to a question that I wrote to you about exactly how much this was going to, if this was figured into the budget, projected budgets.
Yep. Yep. And in the budget for this year, I had steps in 1% and we're below that.
And when you say well below.
Wow. You know, 1%
Less.
to the 4. Yeah, about 30,000.
That's already figured in, I mean, that we'd already.
It's in the budget. Yeah.
But that's all I need to know.
Okay, is there any other questions for anybody else? Not that there is a motion to approve.
So moved.
Motion by Mark.
Second.
Second by Lou. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Number 6, review and consider changing Tuesday, April 17th to a no-school day for seniors due to testing and other activities.
We've done this in the past. Basically, we had our energy day in Norwich here. The 17th is going to be the testing day, and seniors have a day off, that saves us getting subs with all the testing going on that day, and the seniors get a day off.
Motion by Gretchen.
Second.
Second by Dave. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Number one, under personnel, review and consider approval of resignation letter from Megan Brick, special education paraprofessional, effective at the end of the 2011-2012 school year.
She submitted her letter last week. Wish her the best, good employee.
Okay, motion by Deb,
Second.
second by Gretchen. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Number two, review and consider approval of Megan Leeser, short-term sub for Nicole Humber, effective approximately April 16, 2012 through May 25, 2012.
Nicole was expecting.
Motion by Deb,
Second.
second by Dave. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Number three, review and consider resignation of Nicole Humbert, assistant track coach for the 2012 track season.
So moved.
Motion by Bob,
Second.
and second by Gretchen. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Number four, review and consider approval of Kyle Mahoig, assistant track coach for the 2012 track season.
And Nicole's was really and agreed that helps out this year, Nicole will be coming back next year.
So moved.
Motion by Gretchen,
Second.
and second by Mark. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Okay. We are on to information. West Central Ed Board meeting report. Lou?
We met on the 19th, Monday the 19th, at Albany. This is my first one, so it's all different to me. They discussed some items regarding meeting kids' needs, and one that was interesting was, this is something that they just discussed, and nothing that they're going to do, it's just something to look forward to doing. It would be feasible. One was have in-school, and to move like have your West Central kids that we take there, you see how kids that we take there would stay in their own district, they have their own separate area, and that's just a thought. And some of the other programs were like the Beacon, and to probably get more qualified people like they have at Starbucks, the more serious and more needed kids are taking the Starbucks now. Mostly, and to get probably have qualified people in our district to do that, but that's seems like that's a long range deal. And then the other option was close both Beacon and the LLC creative programs within each district, which we just discussed, or leave everything the same, just like it is. And that's probably more likely where it'll stand. Then they discussed one resignation. The psychologist resigned effective at the end of the school year. And I don't think there was any discussion on the replacement yet.
And I'll go ahead and force that.
Yeah. And then they had one non-renewal of a teaching contract, and that may be renewed without going through, just going through the process.
It wasn't on that expensive.
Yeah.
$12,000, it's their job's money.
Seemed like they could come up with the money.
Not reviewing that, if their job's money is gone, well, it was such a good, service teacher doing their job, so they think they're going to keep that position.
Yep.
Marshall, all that.
And after an hour and a half, that was about it.
Thanks to the money.
Okay, thanks, Dave. District-wide technology report, Dave.
We met March 22nd, last Thursday. Still working on the 3-year plan that has to go to the Department of Education. That's a work in progress. Just some updating and some additional information to be gathered on that. We talked about that, all of the acceptable use policy, which was presented as a first reading to the board tonight. Discussed the computer purchases, but as Todd mentioned, we're waiting for another bid that's going to be bid on the correct specifications. And then, again, just once computers and all the hardware, et cetera, is purchased, just get some help for Jim with all the unboxing, unpacking, taking care of the garbage and so on and so forth with that. And I know that they're going to try to get some high school kids or students to help out with that. But that was it.
Okay. Stearns County Collaborative, Gretchen.
We met last Wednesday, March 21st at the Stearns History Museum in St. Cloud. We meet twice per year in September and in March. The financial report shows a balance of the total assets of $51,223. We heard a collaborative report from Patrick Shepard showing that students get a slight increase for foster care funding for a point-in-time funding. And the report from the state, which was due in March, we haven't received that yet. We voted to keep the collaborative officers the same. We heard a report on the Operations Council, and we revised the bylaws to have representation from 5 to 4 because of difficult time getting a quorum. And those representatives are Albany, Ricori, St. Cloud, Sauk Center, Child Care Choices, Lutheran Social Services, Big Brother, Big Sister, and the St. Cloud Hospital. Following a presentation to the success of the Beacon program, which services our 4th through 7th grade students, we voted to fund that, and training will take place later on in the summer to prepare. We heard an eye-opening presentation on social acceptance of alcohol and drug use in Stearns County, and we saw a very powerful PowerPoint presentation, and Patrick is going to forward that to us. And our next meeting is Wednesday, September 26th.
Okay, thank you. And Todd, the admin report.
We met today, went through the board agenda. We did have one fundraiser for Sheriff William, reminding staff about the doghouse news, evaluations. David is working on 3rd grade reading proficiency plans, just all got that wrapped up with that. We're looking at one more meeting on April 9th, we have board meeting on the 10th, so we'll probably see it on the 10th, we'll see it on the 24th. Board must approve that plan as well. We'll send that in to the state. Talk about senior testing day, which was approved tonight. The Army Reserve Center had some discussion on the use. FFA is purchasing a trailer, and I talked to Mr. Lensmeyer today. Dale, thank you. And they were going to pick it up today, and they're going to bring the trailer. They're going to put it in Army. They're purchasing it for the school district for the FFA chapter. Going to bring it to you different times and get it all painted up. And I'm sure it's going to look sharp in there with some gates in there. And so when you do their small animal shows and get all their stuff around, it's going to be a donation. We'll discuss that tonight with you guys and then invite you to the main meeting. Have the officers come in and get some report on what they've done for the full year. And the Army Reserve Center, again, we got the keys last Thursday, took ownership over that. We're in the process. Electricity is not over. Hooking up the water and turning on gas. And, we've got a starting on that. Information in your packet, the enrollment is up 1. We received the 5th grader from the ECGC. You also have projected positive enrollment numbers. Dave gave me that last week for the next school year. Numbers look pretty good. Then you have, you also need a spring conference report. And then you all received the ACT for American Education Executive Report. Some upcoming dates, Friday the 6th, we have a new school spring break. Monday is a whole school for students. Teachers will be having an in-service day. The principals have the day pretty well booked up for our staff. Snow makeup day, and our next board meeting is on the 10th. We're back here at 8 o'clock. Thanks a lot.
Okay, anything else from the board? Dr. Meeting adjourned.
Live from Paynesville High School, this is BNC TV, your Bulldog news station.
Good morning, Paynesville. I'm Megan Gilmore.
And I am Seth Delano, and this is BNC TV.
Welcome to your Bulldog News Station's March 2012 broadcast.
In recent news, the Paynesville Area EFCE program held their first annual father-daughter dance. We were there with our cameras to highlight some of this event.
The high school held its Sweet Fest coronation last month. Our cameras were there to capture the drama.
Oh, what it will be like when I walk by your side. I can only imagine. You reap what you sow and build up your walls, taking one step forward and 2 more back. Oh, it's what you do to me. Oh, it's what you do to me.
Our cameras caught some unidentified flying objects in the hallway recently. We asked Mr. Whaler to give us some insight on what was going on.
It's just staying up on current air. We're just working towards building airfoils. There's 3 of these foam gliders that we'll make that demonstrate different principles of lift and aerodynamics. And then they'll have to build a foam glider. And then from there we go through flight, basics of flight, and then they go to the flight simulators for about 4 weeks. So hopefully when they get done they should be able to fly a plane. Probably won't land it though, but it's fun.
New principle with airfoil, we made it so it would create lift. And then with this one, it's creating enough lift with these flaps here to keep it stable and trying to keep it up. With the wind tumblers, it's just pretty much keeping a steady pace to keep it up.
New to BNC TV this month is our elementary news segment. We just want to say a special hi and thank you to all of our elementary school student viewers. Mrs. Strand has this month's first story, and she's covering the March food drive.
Hello, we are from Paynesville Area Elementary School, and we wanted to visit with you about our March food drive. So today I have some 4th grade students, and they're going to introduce their names.
I'm Megan. I'm Carter. And I'm Addison.
Megan, why is it important to give for the March food drive?
So people in our community will have more food.
Awesome, you're right. Carter, who came to us and spoke for our kickoff celebration?
Allison Jansen.
Yeah, and she is the director of the service center. And what did she have to say?
That the shelves were empty.
The shelves are empty, yes. After the holidays, they experience a low time for donations and all of the items that are given out. And so this is an important time for us to give. Addison, what is the grand prize for our celebration here at the elementary school?
A pool party.
A pool party, yeah, at Paynesville Inn and Suites. But how do we get our names put in for that drawing?
We have to at least bring in one item for the food shelf each week.
Okay, and week number 1 was what?
Boxes.
Right, boxed items. Week number 2?
Week number 2 was cans.
Canned good items, Week number 3?
Paper products.
There you go. And then our final week, next week, we have what?
Cleaning supplies.
Cleaning supplies, either cleaning supplies for personal hygiene or for our houses and our homes. Awesome. Hey, Megan, how does it make you feel when you're able to help others by giving?
It feels good.
It does, yeah. Yep. Carter, what about you?
Good.
Good. Addison?
It feels good because you feel like you're doing something better for the community.
Yeah, we're learning an important lesson by giving as well. Awesome! Well, here we are, Paynesville Area Elementary, and we're working on tackling hunger and helping our community. Thank you.
The elementary school also held a recent concert, and we now go to Andrew and Annabelle, our elementary music reporters, for more in-depth coverage.
Hi, my name is Andrew and this is Annabelle. We are members of the Prelude Singers.
We'd like to tell you about our recent Lollipops concert.
Chance to perform at the Lighthouse concert. This being your second year at the event, or some of the highlights or favorite things about the concert? I think singing with different songs that are from around the world and that we can sing with other people who like to sing. Were you nervous to perform?
Yes, I was really nervous.
What helped you to overcome that nervousness?
Not look at the audience, and that we were in a big room. Why is music important in your life?
I think music is important to my life because when I'm bored, I get to sing, and it's just a nice thing to do.
Keep singing, keep playing, 'cause it's cool.
Elementary teacher Mrs. Jones' class had a special visitor this past week, all the way from Afghanistan. Here's Sean with the story.
Hi, I'm Sean Pinsky, and this is Dave's Corner. Dave is, he serves in the Army in Afghanistan, and he is Mrs. Jones' daughter's husband. These are his pictures he sends to us after we send him jokes on holidays. This is what he had for Christmas, and these are Halloween, and some other random pictures. This is a picture in Afghanistan. It's called A Starry Night. During Dave's free time, he yells with a piece of wood. This is Mrs. Jones' daughter and Dave Lauer. Dave and his friends are handing out school supplies to local kids. How long have you been in the Army?
Almost 2 years.
Wow. How's Afghanistan different than Minnesota?
Well, it has the same weather, except in the summer it gets a lot hotter. There's a lot of sand, a little bit of trees, and all their houses are made of mud. And there's no electricity.
What do you like to do during your free time?
I like to do during my free time. I like to read, watch a lot of movies, and some people have video games, but not really that much. So that gets sent over there too much. Yep.
What kind of books do you like to read?
I read a lot of Star Wars books, I like books about pirates, pretty much any book I can find.
Did you like our jokes and letters?
Yes, I did. They're pretty funny. Thanks for sending all the letters or the jokes. Made me laugh.
The high school FFA members taught a recent agriculture lesson to our elementary school students.
Hi, my name is Tyler Eblin.
Hi, my name is Andrew Henderson.
We're from the Paynesville area FFA.
And today we taught the first graders how to make hamburgers.
We taught them by having them cut out pieces of hamburger and buns, and we taught them where each piece of the hamburger came from.
And we had a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun cutting out all the pieces of burgers and lettuce with them.
Hopefully they learned something new today from us, and they can bring it home and share with their families.
Beyond Mrs. Fountain's class, we learned how to make a hamburger.
Can you hold up your hamburgers? Now for this month's trivia question. Email your answer to bnctvnews@gmail.com. You could win a fabulous prize. Last month's winner was Jacqueline Heft. Jacqueline had the correct answer, which was 9 minutes. Jacqueline, please go to the Community Education Office to get your fabulous prize.
A bus full of middle school students recently took part in a community education field trip to Air Max Trampoline Park. Our cameras were there to catch some of the action.
The 6th graders recently returned from their annual winter camp.
My favorite part of winter camp was when we went out to find the alcohol. My favorite part of winter camp was probably the tickets. My favorite part of winter camp was the food.
My favorite part of winter camp was seeing a snake.
Darn it!
We will tonight.
Now to sports. We are excited to have a new state heavyweight wrestling champ, Dominic Plato. Here is some video from his championship. Congratulations, Dominic. In other wrestling news, Cole Whaler got his 100th win and 50th pin. Congratulations also to recent All-Conference Award winners Andrea Schlangen, Clay Spanier, and Academic All-State Brittany Hemish. Congratulations also to Coach Heimerman for earning Section 6AA Girls Basketball Coach of the Year, and also to Milena Mrozek, who recently signed her letter of intent as a scholarship track and field athlete at Northern Michigan University in Marquette, Michigan.
Now to Andrew Ducky for the joke of the month.
Did you hear the joke about the sidewalk? How couldn't you? It was all around town.
Seth Delano, our political reporter, is here with election 2012 coverage.
I interviewed 3 teachers to get their perspective on this year's political process and election year. What I was looking for was at least 1 Republican, 1 Democrat, and 1 Independent, and I'm glad to say I found all 3. They were all very informative, and I thank you, all of you teachers who participated.
That both parties are trying to work together to make a better America. And they're different views, but if both parties can talk about it, it takes both parties and all of Americans to solve our economic and political woes. So whoever wins, I hope both sides can get together and accomplish what they need to do, because they both represent all of Americans. Thank you.
What is your opinion on the 2012 election race?
Well, I think it's been pretty interesting. There's been a lot of interesting surges by different candidates where, against Mitt Romney, who's been the front runner since the beginning, but there's been other times when all of a sudden Newt Gingrich becomes the front runner. Rick Perry even was a front runner for a while. Rick Santorum. So it's been interesting. It's been kind of a seesaw battle. So
as of this March, do you have a preferred candidate that you would like to see in office?
I don't know if it's preferred candidate, but I'm thinking, maybe this is just a prediction on my part, I'm thinking that it's going to be Governor Romney, Mitt Romney, against President Obama in the election this fall. That's what I'm guessing.
Whoa.
That's what it looks like right now.
Have the candidates addressed any academic concerns?
Well, I know President Obama gave us a No Child Left Behind waiver to the state of Minnesota.
A waiver?
A waiver, yes, so that we can opt out of that, some of those requirements. I would like to see No Child Left Behind completely thrown out and states make their own decisions regarding education as was originally put in our Constitution.
I see. How could this country's people's lives be improved?
Number one way that our lives would improve is if the federal government would decrease in size. Because I think there are many things that the federal government does and tries to do that it was never intended to try or do.
Such as?
Well, education. I just said education. There are a lot of things that are reserved powers for the states that the federal government has gotten around just by offering incentives to the states, saying we're not forcing you to get into this, but if you don't do it, we aren't going to send you money. And I think that the federal government has just gotten too big to be able to handle a lot of things that it tries to do. So I think decreasing the size and scope of the federal government would be a good place to start as far as making our lives a little better.
Have any electoral proposals or ideals appealed to you?
There have been several that I've heard about, and it'll be interesting to see if they come into being. I think that many of the movements for education are going to be rather important for schools and for our students. I think that the argument over national health care, it's going to be really interesting to see what happens with that, because of the fact that there are so many varying sides on the issue, and healthcare is huge, especially as our society gets older.
Mm-hmm. All right, and what about long-run concerns?
I think long-run concerns are very, very important, the biggest one being our deficit and how we deal with the money issues of our country. Because if we continue to keep growing our national debt, we're going to be in bigger problems than we are right now. But I don't know that we've had anybody that's proposed a solution that's going to work, because both sides have to work together.
How have electoral candidates addressed academic concerns? You mentioned academic concerns.
I think both sides are saying that it's very important that we proceed and make sure that all our kids in public schools and throughout schools in the nation are getting an adequate education. And it's hard to say what adequate means, because we're going to have to compete with kids from other nations for jobs. So that's a big portion of it. High school diploma for this, at this point is not going to get you real far. When my dad graduated from high school, that's really all he needed, and he was a success in his career throughout his life. But as we've progressed, you need to have that better background and those skills that you have. So the ideas of making a post-secondary education, whether it be in the trades or being college, is going to be hugely important. I think both parties support that, just in different ways.
That's it for this episode. Remember that you can view this episode and all past episodes and many more district videos on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/Paynesville Studios.
This is Maggie Gilmore.
And I'm Seth Delno. And from all of us at BNC TV, thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.